All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. It's me, Darius from Markets.com. I'm the global analyst here. Look, I wanted to quickly share with you the situation right now, what's happening on the German index DAX, and what is my vision going further. Um, it was just a moment where I was thinking, you know what, maybe we're having a little bit of a calm moment in all this tariff thing, but hey, U.S. president kind of goes ahead with the steel and aluminum tariffs, and of course not directly against the EU, but we understand that EU exports a lot of, metals into the U.S. So basically, they have fallen under. The EU has fallen under those U.S. tariffs. Now, in retaliation, the European Union decides to put a 50%, duty on US made whiskey. That, of course, sparks now a different kind of, tariff war slash, booze war, in my opinion, because again, that's like, because the US is now trying to say that, if that 50% duty is not removed on US whiskey, then US is planning to put a 200% tariff on, European booze, basically the champagne, the wines, and, beer and stuff like that. Okay, so let's start the booze war, in my opinion. So yes, let's see how can we play this game here on DAX. Now, what I'm looking at here is the daily chart, and as you know, if you're following my analysis, I mean, I always look at daily charts because again, this is a little bit easier for me to understand the general picture of what's happening. So lately, as you can see here, I mean, yesterday on Wednesday we had a bit of a retracement. Everybody was like happy. Maybe we're getting somewhere, but then boom, straight away, like this continues now. So in general, unlike let's say the U.S. here, which you can see, I mean, I'm recording this one right now live, and well, live when the market is open. So when the market is live, so we're seeing some negativity still in the U.S. We're seeing some slides here and across the U.S. indices, but the German index, yes, it's also sliding. But the question is, I mean, is this gonna end up being something of a bit of a recovery, or is this like a little temporary correction before another possible leg of selling? I think that keep on monitoring the situation with the tariffs, and if that 200% actually goes in, I think that of course that will be a negative for the for the German index. In my opinion, I think we could see some major slides here because, as we know, the Germany does export into the U.S. A lot of beer. That's what it's famous for, So we could see some slides across other indices as well. Like, for example, Italy. I mean, at the moment we're seeing a bit of a retracement. That's fine. In Spain, we're seeing some recovery here as well. But again, this might be temporary. Once these tariffs kind of kick in, the U.S. one. So let's see, because again, everything right now is a bit of a roller coaster ride. But what I'm looking at here, of course, is DAX. And look, I said to you before that for me to get very bearish on this one, I would need to see a drop below the 22,116 zone here. And if we can get that drop, amazing. Yes, if we also can get a drop below the 50-day EMA here, shown as the green line, then of course this is opening the door to some lower levels. Now, the German index is kind of holding on better than, let's say, its US counterparts, because again, with Germany, this one has gained quite significantly this year. Let me just drop it to the January point here. Look, I mean, at one point we were gaining already 18%. At this point right now, we're still, for the year, we're up around 13%. So that is still a good result, because in comparison to the U.S., for example, the Dow. Okay, I'm not even already touching the S&P and the Nasdaq, because Nasdaq is the most problematic one here. But let's say the Dow. If we jump into January, and we are in negative territory for the year for on the Dow here. Yeah, look at this. We are negative around 3% for the year. So Germany is still holding on. Of course, I said before, and I'll say it again. We're looking good here, and Germany is looking quite strong. But the higher you fly, the harder you fall eventually. This will correct at some point later on, in my opinion, but at this point it's still resilient. So in general, would I say you should go and buy some DAX? No, because again, it's we're quite up in the year, just in the beginning of the year. So maybe a larger correction back down could be possible. However, I think that a bigger retracement, I mean, a certain criteria has to be met first. So for me, from the technical perspective, I need some clearances here. And at the moment, I do understand that we could fill up this little area right here up until this key area of support around the 22,116 zone, which is the low of the 21st of February. I do understand on a shorter time frame, this is could be quite attractive. Somebody might say, hey, maybe we're forming a bearish flag here, with this one being the pole hit. This is the correction back up, so maybe this could play out as a bearish flag for sure. It could be an option. However, let's not rush into things. That's why for me to get really or a little bit more pessimistic on the DAX, I need to see it drop somewhere below this territory. So yes, it can fill this area, that's fine. But if it rebounds somehow from this zone here, or from the 50-day EMA, then there is still hope, So another thing for sure, for some, well, not for sure, but somebody's looking at this one, maybe thinking, hey, maybe this is the left shoulder, this is the head, maybe we could form the right shoulder later on. That is another option, but again, look, don't rush into that. When we see the head and shoulders, then we go with it. Before that, I think it's not very logical to start improvising and thinking, oh, is it going to be and hoping that it's going to be a head and shoulders pattern. No, just go with the flow. At the moment, we're going with the idea to see what's going to happen with that 200% tariff on EU booze. Right now, we know that there is like a 50% duty on the U.S. booze to get it into EU. Let's see what's going to happen with with that 200%. If that comes into play, then we could see DAX maybe drifting lower, maybe even going towards the 100-day EMA at some point. But I do like that 100-day EMA because it's near this other key area of support, which is at around 21,080 zone, something like that, or we can actually round it up here towards the 21,000 zone. By the way, I'm looking at the cash index here, not the futures. So, and like I said, it coincides nicely right now with the 100-day EMA, shown as the blue line. Let's see what's going to happen here. For now, that's my game plan, and for me to consider the upside on this one, and I almost forgot to tell you about the upside scenario. Well, I'll probably end up being a little bit more conservative, maybe, or again, I don't know, maybe conservative. Okay, conservative probably I would be from this area, from the current all-time high. That probably would be the most conservative option. However, let's say from the shorter term perspective, I think that we could actually start examining the upside again if we do pop back above the 22,850 zone, somewhere around here, marked by the inside swing low of the 7th of March. If we can clear that area, wonderful. We could see a move higher. But again, it's at the moment it's really difficult to justify that move unless somehow the market thinks that the tariffs, the EU tariffs are not happening, and in general maybe they ease off, back off, everybody backs off with the tariffs. Look, the tariffs on the metals, I think DAX could still work with that. I think that still DAX could kind of take it as it's okay. This is the current market condition, that we're fine. Nothing else is that bad. But I think that if the booze tariff kicks in, maybe that could be a little bit more hurtful. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if this video you found useful. Let me know. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate that. Just wanted to share with you my opinion on the German DAX. So let's see how this is going to play out. But for now, I'm just observing the action here, and yeah, I'm observing the whole circus that is happening right now in the world. And be careful as well. Don't rush into things, ladies and gentlemen, because again, it might hurt you. So stay calm, have a cool head on your shoulders. As always, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time in my other little video ideas here on TradingView. Bye bye.